What's up, guys? This is Maxwell Comics Inc. I'm your host, Maxwell. My bad. And this is gonna be my Arrow Season 5 thoughts. So basically, I never really watched. I've known Arrow. I've watched Arrow. I've watched little episodes of Arrow, but mainly I've watched it to see the Flash in, or just because it comes on or something. I know it's connected to the CW universe. But this is the first year that I've actually sat down, and I kind of know the history fuzzily. Fuzzily, I've known the history, but they do flashbacks in every episode, so it's kind of hard not to know the history. But so I've been watching Arrow on and off since season 3 because that's when the Flash came in. I started watching the Flash in the beginning, and after that, I just kind of tuned into Arrow sometimes. This is the first year that I sat down and I just watched the season all the way through, got invested in all the characters, got invested in everything, and I really love Arrow. Arrow's one of Arrow's, like, no, it's not my favorite show, but it's something I'm excited for. So yeah, basically, this season was about making up for your past mistakes. The path would not to haunt you. I'm not gonna go step by step. I'm just gonna tell you how I felt about it. Basically, basically Oliver is trying to start this new team and a new team of vigilantes, and basically because the old team Arrow is either dead or scattered, so he comes up with Ragman, Mr. Terrific, Wild Dog, and somebody. Artemis from Young. It's not Artemis. It's not Young Justice Artemis. Artemis really kind of got on my nerves this season. And if you, I bet, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen Arrow season 5. So I'm just kind of skip around. I mean, to the characters that were really either memorable or like not memorable. Like I must basically go by arcs. I mean, Oliver's arc was basically the strongest because he was dealing with a lot of things. Obviously, his past, Prometheus, coming back to haunt him. Prometheus is basically Prometheus is like the villain of the season. And Oliver did pretty good this season. I mean, he kind of tried to mellow it out. He was more, he was more, he was extreme, but he was like more chill about his extreme. And I liked how his story came full circle. And I just really enjoyed Oliver pretty much. No major complaints. Felicity was pretty much Felicity this season. A lot of people hate Felicity. I kind of like Felicity. Felicity, kind of an Felicity shipper. And she got a really good story arc this season with this hacker organization she joined. The name escapes me at the moment. I'm sure it'll come back to me later. But she joined this hacker organization, and they're kind of hacktivists, as they call it, hacktivists. And they basically, they take down drug lords and corrupt politicians that have child porn or something crazy like that, or if they're selling, if they're human trafficking somebody like that, they'll hack them and take them down. It's pretty much what they do. And Felicity kind of got back into that because that's kind of where she came from. She kind of started as a hacktivist, so. And it's kind of gave her something to do besides sitting in the Arrow cave and falling over Oliver all the time. So I really enjoyed that. Diggle was kind of not memorable this season. The only thing that really gave him a driving story was kind of like being a supporting lackey and then dealing with the fact that he was in jail, but then he got broken out of jail. And Diggle's kind of my least favorite character, maybe because I didn't watch him from the beginning, but I don't know. And yeah, and basically he's basically Oliver's conscience telling Oliver, don't do this, you can't do this, because you're not moral for doing if you don't do this. And yeah, and his other storyline was that his only good storyline came from the Flash and the fact that Barry did Flashpoint and now baby Sarah has baby John. And who knows? Maybe they'll have another baby girl and name her Sarah. I hope they just do that because I kind of like the idea of having a little baby named Sarah. But yeah, so that's kind of Diggle's story in a nutshell. Kind of, sort of. I'm going off of vague references because I haven't watched Arrow since May and it's season finale, so I'm kind of trying to remember stuff. And now that I got my 3 leads out of the way, let's go into some side characters. We have, let's get into Ragman. Ragman was kind of unmemorable too. It was basically, I mean, pretty much he was basically that attractive guy from my babysitter's a vampire. That's pretty much who he was, and he was kind of, yeah, she left mid-season, and he's basically a guy to make Felicity feel jealous. Not jealous, but to make Felicity feel guilty for blowing up Bloodhaven or whatever. And I mean, I guess I could tell you that he was Jewish, because that kind of helped out on the crossover, which I will be talking about the crossover in itself in another video. But Arrow season 5, and yeah, that's pretty much Ragman. Wild Dog is, I love Wild Dog. No, not Wild Dog. Mr. Terrific, I love him. I love his quirkiness. I love his nerdiness. He just brings some hope. He's kind of like he's kind of like a really good. He's the Cisco we wish we had this season. Not Bitchko, but Cisco. Like really just, he was just a ray of sunshine. I really felt bad for him though. He had like the best storyline out of the recruits for me. Like with his husband, and him his husband finding out that he's a vigilante, and his husband, which was really bitch move, like who just divorced him because he was a vigilante and he was saving. Like he didn't even hear him out. He didn't even try to listen to him. He just like, you know what, you're a vigilante. I don't like it. I'm gonna divorce you. Really? And this was after Curtis like totally kung fu Prometheus and tried to save his life. Ugh, I really hope Renee. And now that his like terrible husband who just left, like I really hope that Curtis just gets with like Renee or somebody else, or just like, you know, somebody, someone that's ride or die. Cause his husband, he needs to get you a ride or die type of dude. Cause Kurt's husband was getting on my nerves. Just yeah, but yeah, that's Curtis. I love Curtis, and I love Curtis. Um, Renee. Renee is an interesting cat. At first, Renee just seems like this guy who came out the streets trying to get revenge for something. Like he came from the hood or some hood rat type dude. But actually, Renee is kind of like really, really deep and interesting. Like we find out that we get this whole backstory from him this season about how he's very, very he likes guns a lot. And he got a wife, and his wife was addicted to drugs, and he kind of tried to get his daughter away from that, but he's about at the same time rehabilitating his wife, and he took his daughter to a soccer game, and then when she came back, this guy with a gun was holding up his wife, and his wife, long story short, his wife got shot and killed, and he killed, and it was all part of this storyline about gun safety or gun violence or whatever. I'm not gonna talk about that, but yeah, it was really interesting because I didn't think Renee had emotions until like mid season, and basically there's this whole thing about him trying to get his daughter back and this whole thing, and which I thought was really interesting. And yeah, I don't. Yeah. Oh yeah. At the end of the season, he tried to get his daughter back. He didn't really succeed in that, and I'll get to that at the end of the video. So it's kind of a boom. No pun intended. It's kind of a boom. And yeah. So also, what's another character? Artemis. I hated Artemis. I don't even think she does. I don't. Her name is Evelyn. I'm not even gonna call her Artemis. She doesn't deserve to be Artemis. I think they should bring in another female character next season who's a bow and arrow archeress, and just give pass the mantle, pass it like Black Canary, and give someone else the mantle of Artemis, because she was terrible. Evelyn got on my nerves. She's just like, you're a killer, you kill people. And then she turned on the team that didn't do anything to her. It was her gripe was with Oliver, but she actively participated in murder and the accomplice of a murderer. So basically her philosophy is, I'm gonna trade one murderer for another, and at least Oliver kills bad people for a good cause. Prometheus is around just killing innocent good people, and so Evelyn's just an idiot. And Evelyn's just like, you know what? I'm gonna go join the bad guy's side. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? This is really what you're doing right now, Artemis? Not. I'm gonna hit myself every time I call this girl Artemis because she's not Artemis. She doesn't deserve to be Artemis. Young Justice was amazing, and Artemis was amazing. And Artemis is such an amazing, deep character. And yeah, Artemis and Young Justice had shady ties to like the past and shady ties to like villains and stuff. But she always chose the good guys because she knew she wanted to be a good guy. Oof. Don't get me started on this Evelyn chick. I'm glad. And there was a part in the show where I thought it got good because I thought Prometheus killed her, but Prometheus didn't kill her. She was just all a part of the plan, and I wish that Evelyn would have died because I really, really hate Evelyn. Oh. So those are the recruits. Let's talk about Dinah. Let's talk about Dinah. Now let's get something out the way. All this time I thought that Black Canary's name was Diana Laurel Lance. I always thought it was Diana Lance, like kind of like Wonder Woman. But someone pointed out to me it's not Diana, it's Dinah. It's kind of sounds like Diana, but whatever. So basically, conveniently, they meet a lady who was in Central City the night that particle accelerator exploded, and she got Black Canary powers, Siren's speech powers, and her name is Dinah Drake. So you found another woman who has sonic green powers, whose name is Dinah, and can fight. That's very, very convenient, but like very, very convenient kind of Mary Sue character. But you're lucky I like her because I do like Dinah. She's tough. She's edgy. She takes nothing from nobody. She has the powers. She can fight. She's cool. She's not a blonde, but I can live with it. And I don't think she's gonna live with Oliver, but I think she's awesome, and I love her, and she's awesome, and she has this whole thing about when she had to get revenge because some drug lords killed her partner, and of course it's that cliche that he wasn't just my partner in business, he was also my boyfriend, and yeah, and I think her name was something else, but that was just a cover. No, her name was Tina Boland. And yeah, that was her cover name, and her real name. She's like, oh, my real name was Dinah. And then this is the emotional moment when she's like, yeah, my name is Dinah, but did you know someone named Dinah? And he was like, yeah, I had someone close to me. Yeah. Lord, let's talk about Black Siren. Black Siren, I kind of loved Black Siren. It was kind of a plot hole that I thought that they needed to address on Arrow. That there was a walking copy of Laurel walking around. It was basically, long story short, it was basically very emotional for everybody. Especially during the season finale where what is his name? We're gonna call him Laurel's dad for a minute because I'm kind of having trouble remembering his name. When Laurel's dad sees him, she's like, oh my god, she's back from the dead just like Sarah, and they have to explain to him the multiverse and everything. It's very, very entertaining. And I kind of don't want her to become the new Black Canary. At least not a way. I want her to stay Black Siren for a while, maybe be an anti-hero, maybe be an antagonist, kind of like Killer Frost in The Flash. And you just kind of play both sides, kind of be like chaotic neutral, I guess, and maybe eventually join the team but not as Black Canary, as Black Siren, and just have like Dinah Drake do Black Canary, and maybe eventually like Laurel will get the Earth 2 Laurel will get the mantle of Black Canary, and then Dinah Drake can become Jade Canary because Jade Canary is a character in the comics, which is pretty cool. Or maybe they can make up a new canary, like on Legends they have white canaries, so maybe they can make a crimson canary or something, like a red canary or a green canary or something. I don't know. Just I don't know. I just kind of want her. She's gonna be a series regular this upcoming season on season 6, so I'm excited. Let's talk about Prometheus. Prometheus, at first I thought Prometheus was a very, very compelling villain. I thought he was very, very cool. He was very menacing. He had skills. And at the end, he was that character that was like, I want you to die, because he was just that character that was just always 5 steps ahead of everybody. He was like the best fighter. And it turns out his backstory was that his father was a drug tyrant or something, and Oliver killed him. And then he trained for years with Talia al Ghul, who trained Oliver. And it's weird because everyone knows Talia al Ghul, League of Assassins, does Batman exist, and there's kind of a lot of references in it. Like I'll link to a video of all the Batman references in the CW universe. But like, there's a lot of Batman references in there, kind of like, yeah. Some I think yeah, because one time someone said Oracle, and then he was like, luckily that name's overtaken. Like, dude, like, do y'all know Batman? And they talk about Batman more explicitly on Supergirl. They don't say Batman, but they like make obvious Batman jokes like, oh, Clark's friend, or Clark's vigilante friend, and my cousin works with a vigilante, or um this guy that had the little, yeah, they're always talking about Batman. So are there two Batmans? Is there one on Earth 1 and there's the one on Earth 38? Like, tell me about Batman. I know they probably can't do Batman because of the thing, but they do Superman in the movies and they do Superman on the CW. So maybe they can do, and then they're doing the Flash in the movies and they're doing the Flash in the CW. So just bring. I need to see Batman and Wonder Woman. I don't know. I need to see them. But anyway, Talia al Ghul wants Oliver to suffer too because basically Oliver kills her father too. Basically, I'm gonna talk about the finale now. So Prometheus, oh yeah, and the reason I started hating Prometheus when he killed his wife, and after he killed his wife, he blamed it on Oliver. I don't know, stupid. But yeah, basically the season finale kind of ends with, goes back to the beginning on him, them on the island, and it kind of like stinks up with the flashbacks too, because this is the last season of the flashbacks. So at the end of the flashbacks this season, it starts back to the pilot episode, so it's pretty awesome. But yeah, basically everyone's kidnapped, and they go to the island, and this is when Ragman's left, so Ragman's not a part of this. So yeah, it's basically this all-out final battle fight of vigilantes on this on Kun, on Lian Yu, which is the island, and we get this cool black canary fight. We get Nissa coming back. We get Damien. We get what the fuck is it called? Malcolm Merlin back, and Malcolm Merlin dies, which I'm really upset about that. But maybe we'll come back in Legends. I don't know. Time travel and stuff. We'll talk about Legends too. But maybe it's just life happening. But also, yeah. So we have this big old fight, and basically, it's also stakes are higher because Oliver's son is kidnapped as well. So that's also kind of a main issue that's kind of going on. Oliver's son is kidnapped, and the mom is kidnapped, and at the end, long story short, there is a confrontation on a boat, and Oliver shoots Prometheus. Which basically Prometheus ends up being this guy that worked with Oliver the whole time at his at the mayor's office, because Oliver's the mayor. But there's not a lot of interesting stuff in that, so yeah. Just basically subplots. Like the mayor storyline were just subplots about him running the city and blah 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 blah. And he had a girlfriend, but she's not really memorable, so I'm not gonna talk about her that much. She's just this really, really shady cat that tried to out Oliver, and then he got mad when she tried to out him, but then she got fired for it, but it was Thea's fault, and Thea was barely in this. I'm not even going to talk about Thea, so yeah, that was the mayor stuff. It was kind of boring. The only interesting thing about the mayor thing was that gun storyline episode thing, but I'm not trying to get too controversial, so I'm going to go back to the season finale. So the season finale, yeah, Adrian Chase is basically shot and killed, which he should be, because I'm happy. But when he died, there was a kill switch on him, and the whole island with the rest of the cast of the show kind of blew up. So we kind of on a cliffhanger, so we don't really know. The only people that we know are alive are Oliver and his son, which I don't remember the name of. But yeah, I think some people did die, but I think the main cast was coming back, obviously, because they're series regulars that had to kill them off. So I think they're coming back, and they say that the theme of season 6 is going to be about family. So that should be interesting. I really enjoyed it. Season 5 was very entertaining, very wild ride. I really enjoyed it. I liked the villain, but there were just some things that just weren't talked about. Like for example, there was this antagonist called Vigilante, and He's kind of another antagonist. He's kind of like Alchemy on the Flash. But, you know, they never revealed who Vigilante was, and they never took care of him. Some people thought it was Adrian Chase, but then Adrian Chase ended up being, what's it called? Prometheus. So, I don't even understand. I don't even understand. But, yeah. Now, but those are my rambling thoughts on Arrow Season 5, and you will get some for The Flash, and you will get some from Legends, and you will get around some for Supergirl. So, yeah. 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 Um, yeah, so this is Maxwell Comics Inc. I'm your host, Sir Maxwell, and may the power protect you.